This is Jarrod Horak, and in this video, I'm going to analyze the Grade 3 Matt Winn Stakes at Churchill Downs on Sunday, June 8th, the day after the Belmont Stakes. And for next week, if you're interested in my full card analysis, I'm back at Santa Anita for their closing week. They're running 4 days next week. I'm going to cover full cards for all 4 days. So on my upcoming full cards after Santa Anita, I won't have as many full cards. I'm going to do Stephen Foster Day at Churchill. I'm going to do 4th of July week at Saratoga, and then probably opening week at Saratoga full cards as well. And then I'm going to be back for Southern California when Del Mar starts, daily full cards at Del Mar this summer. And then plus I'm going to be doing some Saturday full cards at Saratoga as well. You can find my full cards at therunawayhorse.com on my shop page. And if you're interested in a bonus free pick each day, at therunawayhorse.com on my front page, you're going to see a Better Bets blog tab. Click that, and you'll get a free pick from around the country each day. And the analysis in this video is going to be the 8th race at Churchill, the Grade 3 $400,000 Matt Winn Stakes. 3-year-olds traveling a mile and a 16th on the main track. Scheduled post time 4:22 p.m. Eastern Time. And number 1 is Gaming for trainer Bob Baffert. But Gaming is also entered on Sunday at Santa Anita in the Affirmed Stakes. That's only a 4-horse field, and Baffert said that he's going to run in the Affirmed Stakes instead of this race. So that takes more pace out of this race. And there wasn't much pace in this race to begin with. Number 2, Final Gambit, is a horse that needs a lot of pace. He's a popular horse on my channel, and a lot of comments. People like this horse. They wanted to know what he was doing next. He's coming here, and I would say that just based on the race shape here, he could be in a little bit of trouble. But he'll put in a good late run anyway under his new rider, Flavian Pratt. Now for this one, he was a bit slow to begin. He was 3rd in his career debut, and then he was 2nd. Late runner in his career debut, and then he's chased from 2nd in his 2nd start. But typically he just sits at the back of the pack and makes a big late run. And he started to improve his 2nd start after a layoff, and his 2nd start this year. It was a 1-mile all-weather race at Turfway, and he rallied from 11th and last to win by more than 2 lengths. And then he jumped from that maiden race into the Jeff Ruby Stakes, a Grade 3 Kentucky Derby points race at Turfway. And that race at a mile and an 1/8, and he was back in 12th and last, and he passed the entire field, and he won by more than 3 lengths. Good effort, visually impressive there. And then in the Kentucky Derby, he was able he was 19th and last early, and he was able to pass a lot of horses, and he ended up finishing 4th. He was wide. He didn't have a good start, but I don't think the start really mattered because he was going to be way back early, and it was the slop as well. And he put in a nice wide run there, and he finished 4th. Decent effort in that Kentucky Derby for Final Gambit. But here, though, he's going to cut back from a 1.25 miles to a 1 1/16. We still don't know what his best surface is. We're going to find out more about him. In his career debut, he ran in a turf race. And then he had a lot of success on all-weather ground. And then in the Kentucky Derby, it was in the slop. So if we get a fast track here, he won't get a lot of pace. But we'll have to see what kind of late run he does put in. They have a lot of options for him going forward. If they decide that the dirt races aren't the way they want to go, they could run him in some big, longer distance graded turf races later this year. We'll see what they end up doing. I'm sure they would like to run him in a race like the Travers at a 1.25 miles. This is just a starting point now. I think that they want to get him out to a 1 1/8 and then possibly a 1.25 miles after that. And I think he can run all day. He could probably go a 1.5 miles. Number 3 is Chunk of Gold, and he is 6-1 morning line, and he was 9th in the Kentucky Derby from post 17. Not a bad effort. He's 1 for 5 lifetime with 3 runner-up finishes, and he's run on fast dirt twice, and he was 2nd both times in the Risen Star Stakes and the Louisiana Derby. He can at least keep the leaders in his sights. He's got some positional speed, but he's going to be coming from a bit off the pace as well, and he did have a bullet workout for this at Turfway on May 31st. Just a Fair Shake. This one has been running at Laurel and Pimlico in Maryland, and for him, top 3 finishes in all 5 starts. He won his debut, and then in the Laurel Futurity, he was 3rd, and then he won an optional claiming race at Laurel. Last 2 starts in the Federico Tessio, he was 2nd behind Pay Billy, and then in the Sir Barton Stakes, he was a distant 2nd behind Crudo, and Crudo is going to be running in the Belmont Stakes on Saturday. So for Just a Fair Shake, for him, he had a bullet workout at Laurel. That was on June 2nd. He likes to come from a bit off the pace. He's going to have to run a bit faster to threaten this group, because all the other runners in this race besides him, and then as I said, Gaming is scratching, they're all coming out of the Kentucky Derby. Number 5 is Burnham Square, and he was 6th in the Kentucky Derby, and he showed much better positional speed than he had been showing, and he's one that doesn't have to come from nowhere. He's got the ability to be within hailing distance, like he was in his maiden win at mile and a 16th at Gulfstream in December from post one. He was stalking from fourth, and then he was in the Holy Bull. He came from off the pace that day, but he was never really far back. And then in the Fountain of Youth Stakes, he ended up being a bit too far back there, not able to make up enough ground. Sovereignty won that one. And then in the Bluegrass Stakes, he rallied from last. He went last to first. And then in the Kentucky Derby, in a 19-horse field, he was showing some positional speed. He was in seventh, shuffled back to 12th, and then he ended up finishing sixth in that 19-horse field, beaten 10 lengths. So for Burnham Square, bullet workout for this. His trainer, Ian Wilkes, he said he's fresh for this. He expects him to be closer to the pace. He's got a couple wins at this distance, and I think he's one that certainly could win this race. Coal Battle is next, and he's 9-2 morning line. He's 5 for 9 overall. He's 3 for 4 on a fast track. He's won a couple races on a wet track as well, and he's 2 for 2 at a mile and a 16th. So there are some things to like here. He was 11th in the Kentucky Derby, and he is versatile. He did in the Smarty Jones when there was no speed. He went up there, and he was able to get right up on the pace and win nicely. In the Rebel Stakes, he was sitting in mid-pack. The Arkansas Derby, he was too close to a fast pace. But in the Kentucky Derby, he was sitting back in 11th. So for Coal Battle, I think they want to stalk the pace here. They would hope that someone would go after East Avenue, and I'm not sure that anyone can do that because number 7 East Avenue looks like the controlling speed in this race under Luis Saez, his new rider. Saez is an aggressive rider. He wins races with Brendan Walsh. They're 6 for 18 together, and Saez is almost definitely going to put this horse on the lead. For him, when he was able to win his first 2 career starts at Ellis Park, 6 furlongs, and then at Keeneland in the Grade 1 Breeders' Futurity last year, he went right to the front in those races and wired the field nicely. Breeders' Cup Juvenile, he had a bad start there, stumbled badly at the start, lost all chances to beaten favorite from the inside post. In the Risen Star, he was chasing Magnitude. Magnitude freaked that day, ran one of the fastest speed ratings for any of these Kentucky Derby prep races that they were running. And as the beaten favorite there, East Avenue chased and then just gave it up, and he finished 10th in a 12-horse field. They regrouped, they added blinkers, they got him back to Keeneland in the Grade 1 Bluegrass. He was hustled to the front, and he just missed by a nose. Burnham Square ran him down at a mile and an 8th. As I said, this is a mile and a 16th. In the Kentucky Derby in the slot, post 10, he was tracking the pace. He ended up finishing 8th in that 19-horse field. He was 41-1 in the Derby. Third start now after the layoff, and this one has a lot of speed, and they're going to put him on the lead, and they're going to have to catch him at this mile and a 16th distance where he wired the field in the Breeders' Futurity. So overall in here, not a lot of pace, especially with gaming going to be dropping out of this race and running in the Affirm. So we're going to have 6 horses with 1 speed horse in here. We're going to see which horse does the dirty work and goes after him. Coal Battle has the ability to do that, but his trainer said he would like someone else to go after East Avenue, and I'm not sure that anyone else can in this race. So I am going to pick East Avenue as my tough choice because I think he can get out there, set the pace, and go all the way under Luis Saez. Perfect rider for East Avenue. Luis Saez, an aggressive rider. He will put him on the lead from the outside post, and they're going to have to go out there and catch him. And my second choice is going to be Burnham Square. And for Burnham Square, I think he at least has the ability to sit a bit closer to the pace. He's done that before. His trainer said that's exactly what he is going to do in here. And he has a lot of ability. He didn't run a bad race in the Derby. And then my third choice is I think that Final Gambit is going to be running on best of all late. Just don't think this race sets up for him, but he should be finishing fast. He wants more ground than this, but I think he can hit the board in here. And I have nothing against Coal Battle. I think he's a solid horse, and I wouldn't be surprised if he ran a good race. As I said, 2 for 2 at the distance, 3 for 4 on a fast track. He's got a couple wins on a wet track. Nothing bothers him. He just goes out there and he gives it his all in all of his races. He just doesn't have any kind of speed figure edge over the rest of the field. So East Avenue at 4-1 morning line, that's not going to hold up with gaming out as the controlling speed. Wouldn't be surprised if he was the second choice or the favorite. I think it's between Burnham Square and East Avenue for favoritism. And here's how I'll play this race. We'll make a win wager on the 7 East Avenue, a one-way exacta, East Avenue over Burnham Square, and then a trifecta. We're going to put Burnham Square and East Avenue on top. That's the 5 and 7. And we're going to throw in underneath number 2, Final Gambit. So the wagers, number 7 to win, exacta 7-5, trifecta 5-7 with 2-5-7 with 2-5-7. Don't forget to like, comment, and share these videos if you like them. Subscribe to my channel as well. It's free to subscribe. Keep checking my channel. I put a lot of horse racing videos on each week. And until I see you next time, good luck at the races.